YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell every time I post some new content. Um, I did this show last night, and for the most part, I was drunk as shit. I mean, I'm drinking now, but but last night it was like, to be perfectly honest with you, hell, I can't even remember half the shit that I talked about. So I woke up and I looked at, I'm like, the fuck is this? Right? And then so I had to go back and then I looked at shout out to my good friend that that actually like really brought this story to me. If matter of fact, it was just what's the date? 17th. So yeah, January the 9th made a year that that this case has actually really been open or whatever. So now the case with this Jarvis Butts guy and the 13-year-old that he inappropriately and having inappropriate relationship with. Uh, the young girl coming missing, and so I can't help but to think of one word and one word only. Well, actually, I can really think of two things. One of them being adrenochrome. And if you don't know what adrenochrome is, I suggest that you actually really go Google it. Because yes, the crazy uncle can sit up here and tell you what the fuck it is, right? But I'm probably like one of the few people that'll be like, hey, look, don't take my word for what the fuck I tell you. I mean, yes, it's my channel. Yes, for the most, I like to think that I actually really speak, straight fact, regardless of subject, right? I will speculate every once in a while. I will speculate, every, from time to time. But when I actually really see something like this, I'm looking at this in fact, okay, with all of this stuff that's actually really going on as far as like the world of medicine goes, and like human organs are actually like really, you know, it's an extremely big business. And so anytime that I actually really see that kids come up missing or whatever, then I'm actually really looking at this and like, okay, they didn't put somebody, they done went out and hired somebody, right? And then they go snatch up somebody, bring them to them, and then for the most part, your troubles are over with. But then you actually gotta look at, okay, well, listen, we gotta play this shit out, right? And just for the simple fact, they might consider here, the powers that be can probably consider here and tell you, well, hey, look, guess what? Ain't shit finna happen to you. Just to actually like really make the person or people that much more comfortable in the job that they have to do. So I'm looking at it. So plug this. I'm gonna look at it like this. You kidnap a child because of one, because of okay. It's several reasons why you can act like really kidnap a child, and all of them are act like six scenarios. But you could do sex trafficking, motherfucking. You can get the you can get the organs, because for the most part, ain't nobody. I mean, yeah, people die every day, but then depending on what they die of and what is in demand, right? 9 times to 10, you can't use those doggone organs anyway. So they actually really go out and they go get the young ones, like Naziah Harris. And then the only thing that's actually like really that's really bothered me is that that's my granddaughter's name. Her name is Naziah, right? And then as a grandfather, or even as a father for that matter, you don't want nothing to happen to your family or none of the family members in your family. And so, like, when you hear shit like this, right, then it's like, okay, your defenses come up or whatever. And then I got the fact we can't watch our kids every second of the day. We can't do that. It's probably next to impossible. Matter of fact, I know it's next to impossible, right? But in either case, I'm looking at this as an adrenochrome case, organs case, or doggone sex trafficking. You take your pick. I mean, like, seriously, you take your pick of what the fuck you think happened, because I was reading some of it and they were talking about the body was never found. The body was never found. So I'm just like, unless they actually really got footage of this guy kidnapping this girl or whatever, it probably ain't gonna hold too much water. Now, don't sit up here and try to twist my words. I'm just going off on the article that I read, or some of it, right? And they were saying, okay, look, the body was never found. And so again, that actually really makes me think that, okay, sex trafficking, organ donations, or goddamn adrenochrome. Take your pick. Again, so, and so for the most part, I'm just, because if you actually really look at this so-called world of medicine, right? And then you almost actually really got to stop and ask yourself, okay, with all of this stuff that actually really goes on with people, and then it's just for the simple fact, it's very hard to actually, excuse me, it's actually like very hard to match, to actually really get an exact match. I mean, because of course you're gonna do family first, but then again, it just goes to show you that family ain't always the goddamn case, which for the most part actually really makes me think, okay, what in the fuck is actually really going on here when it actually really comes to family, right? I mean, because you would think, okay, hey, look, this is my mama, this is my brother, this is my sister, blah, 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 blah. How come we ain't matching, right? But like with my case, right, I can understand why that 9 times out of 10, my brother on this side, chances are he would match. And then my 2 brothers on this side, chances are they won't match neither because of the situation. So, but in our case, a lot of motherfuckers who actually really, a lot of people will actually probably look at this and be like, oh, for the greater good, right? But at the same time, somebody, a family is minus a 13-year-old. So for the most part, you almost got to ask yourself, okay, so where's the greater good in that as far as like that family is concerned? That's what you have to, that's what you have to really take in consideration here, right? And then it's just for the simple fact, the name itself, Jarvis Butts, like, seriously. So, I mean, now I done heard of some rather fucked up last names, but I'm just like, okay, this actually like, this can't be a real person. Yeah, I Googled him, right? But I don't know. I just look at the simple fact that the way that television or telling you the vision is set up these days, you really don't, to be perfectly honest, you really don't know what's actual factual, and then shit that's actually really made up, because I told y'all how I felt about the fires out there in California. And then since then. There's a lot of other stuff that's been coming up saying like, well, I put like this. I already said that this shit was done. This shit was done on purpose. But how this shit was actually like really done is even a hell of a lot worse. I'm like, well, damn, you know what? They did that. So they set that shit off to the side. And then they waited. And now that I actually stop and think about that shit for a minute, considering, what is this? This is the 19th? This is January 17th. So the fire's been going on there for like roughly a week, a little over a week. And then it's like what I told y'all. I'm like, okay, motherfucker thinking this is the start of the new year. I already told y'all about the whole deal of how the war in heaven and all that kind of stuff. And then the third, let's just say a third of the angels was taken with it. There's no half of the motherfuckers landed in Los Angeles and the other half landed in motherfucking Las Vegas. You know, but I'm just like with this case with this guy and 13-year-old. I'm gonna call, it's just me, but I'm gonna call bullshit on both of them. I mean, because it's for the stuff, and I hate to say that, because she was so young, but I'm just like, okay, for you motherfuckers that's in the medical field, y'all need to do a better job in trying to act like really trying to find cures for everybody else that's living. But then again, I could actually like really be like, okay, all that shit that they do at the CDC or wherever the fuck it is, right? I'm just like, okay, so are you trying to save us or are you trying to kill us? Or is it like a combination of both? Or is it just for the simple fact, y'all just trying to get certain motherfuckers out the way? Right? So again, it's all about how you look at it. I feel sorry for the family. I really do. But, I just felt like that Jarvis Butts, if indeed that's his real name, he got the short end of the motherfucking deal on this one, right? If indeed that's the motherfucker. But if I'm right about this, 9 times out of 10, that's what happened to that child, right? She's probably not dead, right? Well, then again, because it's been well over a year, and so unless they didn't find that child's body, 9 times out of 10, that young child is no longer here in the United States. Just putting it out there. So, hey, look, y'all take it y'all can take it for however you want to take it. But goddamn it, this is the crazy uncle talking. So, with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, cross the street, around the corner. Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Y'all have a good weekend, because I will most definitely be doing the same. Till next time.